Hello and welcome back to the Broken Doll. Before I paint this last arm here, I put this on. I want to take this off. I'm going to start this one again. Okay, I'm going to throw that string away. Okay, we're going to start again on this. Okay, this arm here needs to have one more painting done to it. Just one more, and it'll be just great after that. But the thing is, what I want to talk to you about is, I hang my arms up, and if you do the same thing, I want to just help you with something. Which twine would you use? Would you use this hemp type twine, or would you use this cotton? I would use the cotton. Why would I not use this? Even though this is a nice string and everything, it can hang very well. The problem with this is there's little hairs, little fiber hairs. If you can see that up along here. I don't want to make it blurry or anything, but there's little fibery type hairs. Those little hairs will fall off and go into your paint of your arm, your leg, or whatever you're doing, if it's a body or whatever. So stay away from this. Why? Because I learned that lesson. That doesn't work. Oh well. Use cotton. This stuff here, great stuff. So I'm going to show you what I do to my arms here. Maybe I can come up just a little closer. Okay, there we go. And I'll show you what I do. There's a little hook on the end of this one here. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that hook when it comes to putting the arm back on again, because it's so little, but we're going to right now use it for hanging up the arm with. So maybe you can see it better like this when I do that. See that little hook? I don't know what I'm going to do with that, if I'm going to be able to use it or not. We'll see. I might have to drill down beside it and put something else. I'm not sure yet. But at this time, I'm not worried about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my string. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie the hook. First I want to tie it to the string to the arm. So I'm going to make my loop, okay? And we're going to bring this over like this up on the hook, and we're going to tie it that way. Then we're going to tie it underneath as well. We tied it on top of the hook. We're going to tie it under the hook. There we go. Now I got to tie it up the top so I'm able to hang it. Alright, there we are. Alright, got both my strings, there we go. Then you want to cut some of this off because you don't want that falling into your paint either. And now you're ready to hang your arm once you're done painting it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is paint the arm. Give this one last coat of paint. So I always start at the hand and I work myself towards the string. That's what I do. Now you can try it the other way around, but you might run into some problems here. Let me see how we're doing here, how we're looking. Okay, we're looking pretty good here. Okay. All right. Every now and again, I'm still running into what I had a problem with my Shirley Temple. I get a little bit of red and on my, whoops, I didn't get any paint on there. Usually I pour some of this into a dish, but I don't feel like it tonight because I don't have a whole lot to paint, and I don't want to dirty up the dish and then having to clean it all up and blah 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 goes the story, right? So anyways, I'm just putting on some paint. Usually these dolls get about, oh, I didn't get anything on my brush again. There we go. Usually these dolls get about 3 coats, 3 to 4 coats. It just depends on each arm and what it's telling me. Sometimes it looks really good at 3, not 2. None of them can get away with 2. It has to be 3. The odd one has gotten the 4th coat because it's just how it receives it. Some of the composition is a little different than the other composition arms. It's just on how maybe they cooked it, heated it, cooled it. I don't know what they did, but some of the composition is different from one arm is different from another arm. So the composition is. I've noticed it. Some of my composition is dark on these. Like it's a little bit darker, some's a little bit lighter. So I don't know what that's all about, but one thing I know is how it receives the paint, and sometimes it just needs another coat. You can see the composition coming through the flesh tone. And so when I don't like that, I'll just give it another coat. It won't cost anything. It won't hurt anything. And if it's all for the betterment of the doll, we'll do it. So there you go. And now I'm going to go hang this up on my hook. There we are. So now my arm is all painted. What I look for now as I'm approaching the third coat is strokes from my brush. If I see strokes from it, I want to get those out. And sometimes it's great to go the opposite direction on a slant. You'll get them out. Or I will go up and down. It just depends on, and sometimes I just do like a tip thing, and I get with the tip of the brush, not lay the whole brush on it, just kind of give it an air, almost like ticking it, and I said tick, 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 tick type of thing, and I'll get the streaks out from my brush. And that works out fine. It's just a little bit, you know, but that looks great, this one. So I'm going to hang this one up, and now that arm is done. Then I'm going to show you the leg and what my problem is, the mistakes I make along the way. So I'm going to hang this up on my hook over here. Okay. That one is hung and looking good. Okay, so now I want to show you what my problem is when it comes to my leg. Let me clean my brush so it doesn't roll on me. Okay. Put it in my solution, my thinner, my paint thinner. Let it sit and rest in that. Here we go. That's what I like tin cans for. These are great. You know, cans of corn, tomatoes, whatever, peas. Take the labels off. They're great for just setting brushes in. Okay, we're going to put our top on. Where's my thinner? I always like to keep some parts of this clean. I like to just go around, just clean it a bit so my lid does not stick. There we go. Just try to keep some of it from my lid from sticking. There we go. Now we can talk about the leg. All right. Now on my leg here, you'll see that where I put a glob of Milliput, you can see the raised areas. Those need to be sanded. I didn't sand them very well. Here's one. And just along the top of this leg here, by this foot here, you can really see it right in here. I didn't sand it very well. I thought it would look pretty good once it was painted, but it's showing up right in the paint. This is just one coat. I won't give it a second coat until I've sanded some more of this down. So I'll take my sandpaper right over the paint, okay, for those that are new about this, and I'll just go right over, and I'll go over this spot right here. I don't think you can, I'm trying to keep my hand away so you can see it, but it's hard to do that for you, but and you want to make that flush with the leg. You don't want those ridges sticking up. If you keep those ridges up. And one thing about Milliput, you got to figure out which way to go when you're sanding, where you're getting the best results. Sometimes going back and forth or this way. And once you figure out, because one way will keep the ridge there. That's keeping the ridge there. So now I might want to go this way. Yeah, that's starting to take the ridge out. Got to find the grain that's going to work to keep. Oh yeah, that's starting to come down nicely. You can sand right over your paint. Yeah, that's starting to feel better. And that's what you want. You don't want those raised up. Don't be afraid to go backwards so that you can go forwards. That's like everything in life. There we go. Oh, that's looking so much better. What I do is sometimes I just close my eyes and say to myself, can I feel that? Can I feel that raise in the leg? And if I can't feel it, then I know I've done very well by it. Yeah, that feels nice. So I'll be going around, and that's what I'm going to do. Excuse me. I just want to go around and just make sure that these edges are all flush with the leg, so that when I'm painting, it's not going to go over this bump. It's going to go on nice and smooth. And I should have known better. But in one way, I kind of did it on purpose so I could show you, and another way I know better. But sometimes I like to show these things to those that are just starting off and that are new, or those that have been doing this and wondered, what did I do? How do I deal with it? This is how I do. I put a coat on and it tells me where my mistakes are. And even from little blemishes and whatnot that I've missed along the way to fix, it'll show me on my first paint, because believe me, paint will not hide it. It will show you. You can't get the leg perfect. Remember, these dolls are already 80, 90 years old, and they have been played with, they've been stored improperly, they got lots of problems. Then we add it to them once we were trying to restore it. I'm trying to fix what my restoring, not so much always what's happened throughout the years. Sometimes you just can't get it all. So you got to learn when to cut it back and say, okay, I did my best, you know. And there'll always be something that shows up in the paint, but I don't want my issues to show up. If there's problems with the doll's foot in itself, I'll try to get some of those, a lot of them I should say, but I won't get every one. And that's where you got to be a little forgiving on yourself. And just to show you, there's a little hair right there, I can feel it, from, or something right there, I think it's hair or something right in here, I think from this here, using this, and I switched to the string. So you got to be careful with what you're using. Just, I thought that would be word of wisdom there. Like there's a little nick right there that I never got. I won't be getting it. There's sometimes, maybe I can, now that I'm going backwards. I could just put in some, you know, spackling in there and just spackle that, you know. So anyhow, I thought that was interesting to show when it comes to restoring and everything, and things that I do, and the steps you have to take sometimes from going backwards to forwards, you know, and on you go type of thing. But yeah, it's quite the thing when you start to restore these old babies and these old dolls and everything. But they're really enjoyable. Like there's some natural flaws in the composition that you can sit and try to get it out till the cows come home, and sometimes it's just a waste of your time and energy and resources. It's better to move on and to fix the doll up the best you can. And sometimes it is what it is. It's just how the composition has been made, and or the problems that have come. You might add to the problem. So sometimes it's better just to know when to bow out gracefully. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this, and more to come. Thank you for joining me, and we'll be talking to you again really soon. Bye bye.